You just dropped $250 on a blouse because you worked so hard this week. Now there you are, shopping bag in hand, feeling that little thrill in your stomach that lasts exactly until you open your closet and see 7 other blouses still with tags attached. Welcome to the club of women who confuse their paycheck with lottery winnings, and every Friday with the Oscars. I am Duchess Dollars, and today we are going to talk about the most expensive and socially acceptable addiction in America, using I Deserve This as an emotional credit card. Before we continue, if you want to learn how to actually be rich and stop pretending to be rich every time you walk into Target, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and leave that like. Because those who click like prosper, and those who do not click keep financing tampons in 3 installments. Here is something nobody wants to admit. You are not rewarding yourself. You are sabotaging yourself with a gift bow. Every time you walk into a store after a difficult week and walk out with a shopping bag, you are not celebrating your strength. You are paying dearly to forget that you are tired, underpaid, and without prospects of improvement. It is shopping therapy, except the therapist is the sales associate, and the treatment comes in 12 installments with interest rates that give you nightmares. Now let us talk seriously. I researched the leading financial sites worldwide and discovered something that should be plastered on a billboard in Times Square. According to behavioral finance studies, 78% of impulse purchases happen after stressful events. Translating into plain English, you are literally paying to hide the problem instead of solving it. It is like putting expensive perfume on dirty clothes. It still stinks, but now it smells like fake Chanel No. 5. Thais Godinho, a financial organization specialist I respect tremendously, always says something I have engraved in my formerly poor brain. Every emotional purchase is an expensive purchase, and she is absolutely right. Because that $250 blouse you bought because you deserve it will cost much more than what is on the price tag. It will cost peace of mind when the bill arrives. It will cost sleep when you remember you have bills to pay. It will cost self-esteem when you feel stupid for doing it again. But calm down, breathe, because I did not come here to make you feel worse. I came to teach you how to stop this nonsense in an elegant and strategic way. Because rich women do not reward themselves with crumbs. Rich women reward themselves with assets. Last week I was having my gourmet Saturday morning coffee, updating my financial spreadsheet. Yes, because controlling money is chic, and those who do not control it are controlled by it. When I received a message from a follower, she said, "Duchess, I earn $2,000 a month, but every weekend I buy something to reward myself. Now my credit card bill is $3,000, and I do not know what to do. Darling, do you know what you did? You turned reward into punishment. You became a hamster running on a wheel, except the wheel is from Target and you are paying with credit card limits that no longer exist. Every excess hides a lack. If you are always buying, always needing something new, always thinking you deserve one more little thing, you are trying to fill an emotional hole with merchandise from Shein. And darling, it does not work. You can buy the entire store and the emptiness remains there, except now it is dressed in new clothes and still charging you interest. I am not a psychologist. I am not a therapist. I am just a rich woman who used to be poor and learned the hard way that money does not solve emotional problems. Money solves financial problems. Emotional problems are solved with self-awareness, therapy, prayer, honest conversation with yourself. But that takes work. Buying is easy. It is quick. It is instant. That is why everyone prefers buying over looking in the mirror and asking, "Why am I doing this?" I will give you a practical example that happened to me. I had a friend. Let us call her Brenda, the friend who got left behind. Brenda earned more than I did at the time. She was a manager. I was an intern. But Brenda had an addiction. Every stress became a purchase. Annoying boss? She bought shoes. Fight with boyfriend? She bought a purse. Bad traffic? She bought makeup. In 1 year, Brenda was in debt for $40,000. I, who earned half her salary, had $10,000 saved. The difference? I learned to process emotion without swiping the card. First point you need to understand urgently. Rewarding is not buying. Rewarding is truly investing in yourself. Do you know what a real reward is? It is waking up knowing you have 3 months of emergency savings. It is looking at your bank statement and seeing numbers growing instead of shrinking. It is having the freedom to say no to that job that mistreats you because you have money saved. That, my darling, is a reward. The rest is cheap compensation. Now, I am going to tell you a secret I learned when I was still poor and thought Venmo was a character from a cartoon. I used to do this too. I worked like a convict all week at the law firm, earned a pittance, and every Saturday went to the mall, just to walk around. Lie. I went there to convince myself that my life was not so bad. I bought makeup, earrings, anything that made me feel a little less like a failure. Until one day I sat down, cried like a repentant Magdalene, and calculated how much I had thrown away in 1 year. $23,400. Almost 2 years of paid college tuition, an international trip, half of a used car. All of it turned to dust because I thought I deserved it. Do you know what day I decided to change? When I realized I was rewarding my mediocrity. I was celebrating the fact that I survived another week, doing something I hated, earning little, with no plan for improvement. It was like giving a medal to whoever came in last place. Does that make sense? It does not. But we do it anyway because it hurts less than admitting we are trapped in a life we do not want. Now, I am going to give you a lightning course in financial neuroscience. Because I have a law degree, but I learned about money the hard way. When you buy something, your brain releases dopamine. It is the same neurotransmitter released when you eat chocolate, when you kiss someone worthwhile, when you earn money. The problem is that this effect lasts briefly, very briefly. On average, the happiness from a purchase lasts 3 days. After that, you are back to emotional zero, but now with one more item in the closet and one less dollar in the account. That is why you buy, feel good for 2 days, and the following week you already want to buy again. You created a vicious cycle. You became chemically dependent on paper shopping bags. The difference is that society thinks it is beautiful when you are addicted to shopping, but thinks it is ugly when you are addicted to anything else. Pure hypocrisy. The truth nobody says, but I will say because I am rich and I can. You do not deserve that little purchase. You deserve much more. You deserve a life where you do not need shopping therapy every weekend. You deserve to wake up on Monday without that tightness in your chest. You deserve to have money left over instead of running out. But to have that, you will need to stop spending on what is worthless and start investing in what works. I researched an interesting case from a study done by Experian in 2024. They discovered that 42% of American women are in debt. When they asked why, the majority said, unplanned purchases. Translating, I deserve this in the form of debt, because nobody leaves home planning to screw themselves over. We leave home tired, stressed, thinking we deserve a treat, and return home with a new bill and old regret. Today, Brenda is still paying off debt. I am married to Mr. Millionaire, living in a mansion with a private driver. The difference between me and her was not luck. It was choice. Every Friday, I chose not to walk into that store. Every time I felt the urge to buy, I opened the spreadsheet and looked at where I wanted to go. And darling, where I wanted to go was not in the bank line asking for debt refinancing. Wealth is method, darling. It is not luck. It is not inheritance. It is not a millionaire husband. Although that helps a lot, believe me. Wealth is you choosing every day to do the right thing with your money. It is you choosing to invest instead of spending. It is you choosing to build instead of consuming. I am going to teach you now an exercise that changed my life and can change yours too. Every time you feel the urge to buy something because you deserve it, ask 3 questions. First, do I need this or do I want this? If the answer is want, next question. Second, do I already have something similar at home? If the answer is yes, next question. Third, would this money not be more useful invested or saved? If you answered these 3 questions honestly and still want to buy, buy. But I bet my private jet that 80% of the time you will give up. Another important point. Stop associating hard work with the right to spend. Hard work should be associated with the right to get rich. You work 40, 50, 60 hours per week? Perfect. All that effort deserves to become assets, not become a credit card bill. You are confusing reward with self-sabotage. Natalia Arcuri, from the channel Save Yourself, whom I admire greatly, says something I always repeat. Poor people buy with money they do not have to impress people who do not like them. And darling, that is exactly what you are doing when you walk into the mall on autopilot every weekend. Are you buying to impress the saleswoman? To impress people on the street? To impress yourself? Because none of these options make sense. Now we are going to talk about something that will hurt but needs to be said. Do you know why you really buy? Because you do not have a clear financial goal. You work, get paid, pay bills, have a little left over, and that little bit becomes a purchase because you do not know what to do with it. You have no target, no financial dream, no plan. You are living on autopilot, and autopilot takes you straight to the mall. Rich women have targets, have objectives, have vision. I knew exactly where I wanted to go. I wanted to have $100,000 invested. Then I wanted $500,000, then $1 million. Each target met was a real reward. It was not a blouse. It was a number in the account growing. It was the feeling of power. It was freedom approaching. That, my darling, is a real reward. Now, if you are listening to me and thinking, Duchess, but I need some reward, I am not made of iron, I agree. You do need to reward yourself. But learn to reward yourself intelligently. Want a reward after a difficult week? Take a long bath with scented candles you already have at home. Have a movie night with gourmet popcorn. Call that friend you like and talk for 2 hours. These things cost zero or almost zero, and they truly make you feel good. But we do not do them because they are not Instagram worthy. You cannot post stories with a store bag. And deep down, we buy to show others we are doing well, even when we are not. Here is a truth I learned by observing truly rich women. They do not spend to feel good. They spend because they can. The difference is subtle, but it is huge. Rich women buy because they want to, not because they need to fill an emotional hole. Poor women buy to cover wounds. Rich women buy to add value. Do you want to continue being in the first group, or do you want to evolve to the second? And since we are talking about evolution, let me introduce you to something that will completely change how you are seen and treated in the world. It is the course Look Rich Without Spending Much. This course is not mine. I am an affiliate, but I recommend it with my eyes closed because it teaches exactly what every intelligent woman needs to know. The visual, behavioral, and social codes that separate rich women from women who only dream of being rich. You know that woman who walks into a place and everyone treats her differently? Who gets discounts without asking? Who is taken seriously in meetings? Who receives better proposals? She is not necessarily richer than you. She just knows the codes. And this course teaches you each one of them. From how to dress while spending little to how to behave in high-end environments. How to speak, how to walk, how to position yourself. Everything you need to be treated like the high-value woman you are or are becoming. And attention, because now comes the important part. The course has a promotional launch price because the classes are being released gradually. As soon as the course is complete, the price goes up to full price, with no discount whatsoever. So if you want access to this knowledge that literally separates ordinary women from extraordinary women, it is now. The link is in the description. And darling, this investment in the course is the intelligent reward you should be giving yourself instead of that blouse you will wear twice. Now, to close with a flourish, I want to introduce you to another tool that will transform how you are seen in the world. It is my digital book, Elegant Portraits with AI. In it, I bring 100 ready-made prompts for you to transform your ordinary photos into professional and sophisticated portraits using artificial intelligence. You know that photo of yours that is okay, but not incredible? With these prompts, you transform it into something that looks like it came from a magazine photo shoot. And darling, first impressions last. Whether on LinkedIn, whether on Instagram, whether anywhere, you need to be seen as the sophisticated and successful woman you are or are becoming. Take advantage of the promotional launch price, because soon the price goes up. The link is also in the description. So, recapping everything we learned today. Stop using "I deserve this" as an excuse to spend. Deconstruct this false concept of deservingness that society shoved into your head. Rebuild based on assets, not on consumption. Replace expensive rewards with intelligent rewards. Create clear financial goals. Understand that every excess hides a lack. And especially understand that you deserve much more than a weekend shopping spree. You deserve a financially peaceful life. If you liked this video, comment below. Enough spending wrong. I want to see if you really understood the message, or if you will continue being hostage to the mall next Saturday. And do not forget, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, leave a like, because women who want to be rich learn from those who already are. And I am, darling. I am very rich. And you will be too, as soon as you stop throwing money away in the name of false deservingness. A kiss from Duchess Dollars, and remember, rich people work smarter, not harder. And especially, rich people do not need to reward themselves with nonsense because they already live rewarded every day. Until the next video, and win at life.